What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest of cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who have made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
And LeVon Maynard.
What up?
Well, welcome to the end of the week. This is where we discuss everything other than cyber. As well as we're probably going to delve into spoiler territory. So that when we get to that point, I'll shoo you away if you don't want to spoil Invincible. But it's been 2 weeks, so we're going to talk about it.
Right.
With that being said, how was everybody's week?
I had a great week. As I mentioned before, not too much going on as far as at the house, as far as the activities. I think my wife is recovering from a shoulder surgery, so we've been kind of sitting around the house mostly. I've been kind of like playing a little bit of a nurse at home, trying to make sure everything's good with her, getting her food and stuff. But besides that, I've been, enjoying some TV shows and some movies and playing some games here and there. I got a few that, maybe I'll bring up during our call today, but, I watched a little bit of this new series called Jupiter's Legacy. Watched it on Netflix. I watched the first episode, actually. And then what did I watch? I watched this series on HBO Max called Harley Quinn, which I'll bring it up to you guys later as well. But I think that one's a pretty good one as well. It actually surprised me. I didn't really realize what kind of show it would be. But then I was playing some of the regular games I normally play. I play like Destiny 2 on Xbox and then Yakuza 0. I'm playing that still. I need to catch up on Control, get my Control. Got to finish that game. I got pretty far in the game. I know I'm like getting close to the ending, but I just got to buckle down. Sometimes I get like distracted by other games. I start playing one game, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I got this other game, kind of like for example, Destiny. I just hop on there real quick and just play some PvP, start shooting other people and just run around. And I don't have to like think about it. I don't have to like follow a story. I'm just doing some random stuff. But yeah, my week's been pretty good. Just been enjoying some of that content, getting ready for the podcast every week. And how about you guys? Have you guys been up to too much lately?
So I will say I did not study again. I know.
Oh, neither did I. I didn't.
Yeah. I actually got sick a couple days this week. I don't know what it was, but like I went under the weather, and it was Wednesday and Thursday, and I did a lot of sleeping.
Dang.
So I don't know what it was. Like all of a sudden, I was like, no, wait a minute, I'm already vaccinated, so I don't think it's COVID. I don't know.
Right.
Right. But
Right.
yeah. So it was just a couple days, and then yesterday I was feeling good. Friday I was feeling good, feeling better, I'll say.
Yeah. And let me throw this in right just because you mentioned. I was going to say that I got my COVID shot just yesterday too. Just want to throw that out there. It's a little announcement. My first shot. So next one in the next month here. But yeah, I'm sorry, Shannon. You got
you're good. You're good. That's congratulatory. That's good.
Yeah, I want to make sure that the audience knows. Yeah, because I want to be pro vaccine, vaccinations.
But yeah. So I mean, for me, this week I didn't watch anything new. Like I've just been running. So I've seen it already. But Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't know if you guys ever watched that series.
Yep, I watched that.
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
Yeah, I like that shit. I watched the whole thing. Yeah.
So
I think they have like. Yeah, I think they might. I don't know if they're canceling like one more season or something like that. I think I heard.
I think the next season is their last one. This
that's what. Yeah,
it's going to be their last one. But it was a good
shame.
It was actually on NBC, and then I think Fox picked it up, or another network picked it up. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it's a good series. So I've been watching that, like letting it play in the background a little bit as I'm doing other stuff. But no video games for me again, right? Like I don't know. I just haven't. I don't know. I just don't have it in me to play video games as much as I used to. I guess maybe because I'm getting old. I don't know. Maybe I'm just waiting for something good because like I do like the Assassin's Creed series and whatnot, and I was thinking about getting that, but I'm like, why would I do it on the old gen? Let me get a new gen system. Let it look real nice. On the TV.
Right.
So,
you want something fresh.
Yeah, I want something to look real good. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I haven't really been watching anything new, so to speak of.
Yeah.
All right. No studying for me either. I got to jump on it. I do. Like, I just was not in the mood this week. So I will get it in. I'm gonna because the class that I'm taking, the 4 or 5 is built to be taken in a week. Like obviously I want to run through it a couple of times before I test. So I'm going to clear my calendar and I'm going to focus. It just won't be this week or next week. So because I know I'm about to be busy. Like I got some work stuff coming up. But once that's over, I plan on doing a solid week of just like hardcore studying. Um, but I did find some time to watch some TV. So I did watch. I'm on the third episode of what's it called? Jupiter's
Jupiter's,
Legacy.
Legacy. Yeah.
Still don't know. I'm still on the fence. Like it started out, it was pretty whack. I decided like, but every episode gives me a glimpse at something. I'm just like, there's something here. I like the B story stuff better than I like the A story stuff. I'm not big into like CW, Green Lantern, and all that stuff. Like, I know people love them. There's something about the campiness for me, but that's what this show is up front. And then it dwells into some deeper stuff. You're like, I'm not sure which way this is going. So I'm giving a few more episodes. I also watched Anthony Mackie's Synchronic, I think is how you pronounce it. It's like a time traveling drug type movie. Didn't like it. I thought he did a good job. He's always a good actor. And all the other actors, they did pretty good. The stories just didn't do it for me. Like it, I don't know. Netflix is hit or miss. This one's a miss. I think this one was a miss. But yeah. I've watched all the movies he's done on there so far. So all the Anthony Mackie movies. And I'd say this is the worst. I like the one where he's a robot better. So
right.
We also watched No Remorse, but I think we talked about that last week because my weeks are blending in. We all thought that was whack.
Yeah, thanks to somebody that recommended it to us.
Oh,
like it was new. Like new. Michael B. Jordan's a good actor. Like I don't know.
He is.
No, it's not like you didn't know anything about it beforehand, and it was like an okay movie just to like watch, but it's not like something you're gonna be like.
Look,
I'm down for the diversity.
Yeah.
But if I see a trailer where a dude purposely walks into a burning car, it has my attention.
Right.
I mean? Like, it's like the trailer, like, hey, let me light this up and then walk in there. I'm like, oh,
right.
Okay?
Yeah. It had its parts. Yeah.
Which did happen. But
yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep watching them. I'm gonna complain when I'm done, but I'm gonna keep supporting.
Yeah.
Because I like seeing them in these roles, these lead roles and whatnot. So I'm gonna keep watching. I gotta watch that other one. Oh man, what's it called? Bad Trip with Tiffany Haddish. I
watched that one.
Is it worth it?
It's worth it. I thought it was pretty hilarious to me. I watched that one. I laughed quite a bit during that.
I usually don't like him only because the people don't know what's going on. But I heard this one was good.
What's the name?
Bad Trip on Netflix.
Bad Trip. It's like one of those Jackass movies where like there's a loose storyline. Like they know what's going on, but the people in it don't know what's going on.
Right.
Lil Rel is in it too. Is Lil Rel in that one too?
Lil Rel. I'm not too familiar.
The black guy with the glasses.
Oh yeah. His partner.
Comedian. Yeah. Okay.
Comedian. Yeah.
I saw the thumbnail for it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it this weekend. I
recommend it. I mean, I enjoyed it. Maybe we all have a different like taste and things, but I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was a good story.
Some of them were funny. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not too much of a. I haven't really watched too much of what's his name, like Andre or the main guy's name. Yeah. It has a show called like Andre or something. But
the name. Yeah.
Yeah. But I haven't like watched too much of his stuff. I know he had like his own like kind of talk show or something on. I don't know if it's on Cartoon Network or some other thing, but I haven't really followed him much. But I was pretty impressed. It made me kind of think like I want to look at some more of his other stuff because he was pretty funny in this one. But like you said, it has like a loose story where he's trying to make it to New York to meet somebody, and he goes like on a road trip, and he has like gets into like all these different altercations, and I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but it's one part where he like loses all his clothes and he has to like figure out like, oh my God, I got and the guy's like looking at him like, what the hell? Cause some guy that, doesn't know what's going on. But his clothes get sucked up into like a vacuum, like a industrial sized vacuum. And all of a sudden he's like standing there butt naked. I don't think you see anything besides like maybe a butt or something, but it's pretty hilarious. It has some funny parts. It's like kind of like you'd mentioned, like a Jackass type movie. But it had like a kind of a good story. And Tiffany Haddish, like she killed it too. I was really like her role in
Okay.
it, and she was like such a, you know, I think some of the parts are like kind of scripted, even with the interaction with the people in the streets. But I think a lot of them are just kind of like, natural interaction. And she played the role really very well. And people were like believing her, and like they didn't know who she was. A lot of like, some of them were kind of older white folks that didn't really know who she was. Or
Right.
that, you assume that they don't know who she is. But uh, I thought it was a pretty good movie. I think I recommend that you guys check that out. Maybe we can chat about it next time.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out before the next episode. I got a coworker who keeps telling me to watch it, and I'm just like, meh.
I did want to let you know, Ryan. I did finish Solar Opposites earlier in the week. That was a good series, man.
Yeah,
You liked it?
I did like it. I did. But like I
Okay.
said, the first episode, I was like, I don't know. But from the second episode on, and then going into the second season, yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
funny. And like I'm with y'all. Like I could watch The Wall, like it
Yes.
on the wall by itself. Like that's just so funny, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
they
Wall's
need to
like,
spin that off.
yeah, that could be a whole thing right there. That could be multi-season
Yeah.
episode, multi-season series on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you might like Rick and Morty too. Like, I don't know if you watch Rick and Morty.
I tried
Like-
Rick and Morty. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it was
It's
like
too crazy.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll probably go
It's-
back to it.
Yeah, it's the continuity. Like you'll get deep into seasons, and they'll call back something you be like, it was so non-important before, and then it'll happen to you be like, yo, like just the way that they keep it going. It's not like The Simpsons where they just stay the same age. Like chronologically, things are moving. And you're just like, oh, okay. Like I think it was season 2 where I was hooked. Like when I got to the end of season 2, I was like, yeah, I definitely gotta. Because I had a coworker who used to watch it, and I was like, man, this seems kind of funny. But then once I got through the first 2 seasons, I was like hooked.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But
I like that series.
I was gonna say, I am, or not quite. I'm living vicariously through my son soon. I am the proud owner of the Xbox Series S. Got it this morning
Ooh.
from Microsoft. From Microsoft.
Oh yeah, I did see that they were in stock. Yeah.
Yeah, they popped up, and then I was having issues getting it from over here because of IP addresses and all that good stuff. So I hit my my wife up, and she was able to procure it. It's on the way. So my son
Nice.
I'll have it when school wraps up, and I'll give it to him before then.
Hell yeah.
once
That's what I'm talking
once the end of the school year hits, then him and his little brother can start playing with it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I was actually considering getting the Series S to kind of swap out, like, because I have an Xbox up here and I have one downstairs, but sometimes I play on this monitor behind me just to, like, if I'm at work and I just want to take a break and I turn over here, I play on a little Xbox. But
yeah,
the Series S is similar to the Series X. It just has like it's like, look, the processor's not as it can't support as high resolution for the most part. It has like 60 up to 100.
GPU,
Yeah, it can still do like up to 120 at like 1440, but 120 FPS at 1440 frame resolution. But it's I thought about getting one as well, just kind of swapping out my Series X, my 1X, maybe selling that off and just swapping it with the Series S.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me ask this before you go down this road. Is your PlayStation still collecting dust for you to bring another system
I know, right?
to your house?
Bring another one in the relationship.
I know, right? I mean, like, I'm like in this I don't know, multi-console relationship right now. I got all these consoles laying around. Polyamorous. That's right, polyamorous. It is kind of still collecting the dust. I'm waiting for like the big. I'm waiting for the bangers. I'm waiting for the God of War.
Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank.
You got that? Yeah, Ratchet and Clank. I might check that one out. I still have, I do have the Assassin's Creed. I still got to beat that, the Valhalla. I have that on the PS5. Yeah. I'm gonna get into that one. I've been trying to finish off Yakuza 0 before I get into that one, but that will probably be my next thing on the PlayStation 5, and then maybe I'll check out the Ratchet and Clank. Check out, whenever they have the next like God of War or the next whoever makes like the Last of Us and
Naughty Dog
when they have their next games. I know they have some things in line. Yeah, but
so either this fall it'll either be God of War or it'll be Horizon.
Horizon.
Whatever,
Next Horizon.
Forbidden West or whatever they're calling it.
They're coming out with another
Yeah.
God of War this fall. You saying?
So before, like when COVID was first hitting, like they're talking about they had projected the sequel to God of War, the most recent God of War, as well as Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to Zero Dawn, were both projected to hit this year, and they have not canceled either one on the calendar. But I doubt that they will drop both in the same year. But we said the same thing about The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, and they dropped both of those a month apart. So Sony kind of does what they want to do, but we haven't seen a trailer. We saw a trailer for Forbidden West, but we have not seen a trailer for God of War. It literally was just a logo. And usually that means they ain't got nothing ready.
Right. It's gonna be a
So I would be surprised. But they haven't canceled on the calendar. It's still on the calendar.
right.
So
And E3 is coming up here in a couple months. I think maybe they have some footage then. Maybe have a trailer or something.
Yeah.
To make people get hyped up.
I think that's June, right? First week of June.
I think so.
First or second week of June. Yeah.
How are they doing E3? Is it going to be like?
I think it's
It's still virtual. Yeah, it's still
Okay.
virtual. But a lot of people didn't leave, I should say. Like, so Sony already left for E3, and so did EA, I believe. I think both of those had their own presentations. But Microsoft said they're going to be there virtually, obviously. Bethesda will be there because they're owned by Microsoft now. And I want to say EA is back or something like that. So there's going to be a pretty big presentation still. It'll just all be virtual because they just can't pack people into a Coliseum still.
EA did put out a pretty terrible Madden last year, so they're probably trying to get that.
So this should be the first next gen Madden, right?
Yeah. Well,
Should be.
So this one this past year they did have it to where you could put it on the next gen consoles, I believe. Because I want to say I read that people were complaining because they bought
Probably
it
like last year.
Yeah. Well, it was terrible with like bugs and whatnot. Like it was awful.
Okay.
They had a free, like, I don't remember them ever doing this before. They had a free 7-day trial after they released it. And I didn't even get through the 7 days. I was like, I can go ahead and remove that from the hard drive.
Oh, damn.
It was
Right.
bad. But no, I want to say they did that whole thing where you can go to the next gen, like you bought the game. And
Yeah, like 2K.
Yeah, they did that same
Okay.
thing with Madden this past year. Because it released in August and the consoles are released in November, was it? Is that right?
Yeah.
November? So they did the same thing, but they had some problems where for whatever reason it wasn't downloading the right game sometimes or whatever.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But yeah, they had it last year, but this is the one that's built for next gen, right? It's not one of those like top
Right.
things like last year's was. So
yeah. So 2K had the two different SKUs, but obviously we only had the one. So me and my son went back and forth, and finally, because I was like, you could just wait till next gen. And he was like, no, I want to play now. But I was like, well, I don't want to buy you 2 copies. So I had him pony up a little bit, so he had some skin in the game, and we got I paid for like, I don't know, 75% of it, but we got in the Black Mamba edition. Well, I just want him to feel it a little bit. Like, you got to start knowing what this feels like.
appreciate it.
Just be more. Buying games all willy nilly. So he lost an allowance for it, but he was better because of it, right? So we got on the Black Mamba edition, and that one is supposed to scale. So when I give him his Series S, he'll be able to just download the next gen version, and it should keep all his progress and all that good stuff too. So, but I think they'll be happy with the S. Like they don't know any better. It's going to run faster, look better. The storage is suspect though. Like I don't like that. It only comes with 512. Like literally half of it will be gone if he downloads Warzone. That's how big that game is.
That's a big ass game.
Yeah. So I'll probably have to buy him some storage in the future. And I think the storage drive, if I want it to be the same speed as the internal, is like $200.
Yeah. So they do, like you said, it's like because it's using that the new like high speed NVMe like SSD type format. So it's like even if you buy like a stick for your computer, it's the same price, like $200 for those size sticks. But I was going to say that you can plug up a external drive to the system, and you can copy your game. You can save your games there. You can have that for storage, offline storage. You can't play Series S or X optimized games from there, but you can play older Xbox games from like the external like SSD or something like that. You can buy like a kind of a cheaper one and plug it up and still use that, or you can use it just for external storage. You can copy it over if you need another game that you want to play more, frequently.
Right, that's probably what I'll do in the interim, because a lot of games we'll be playing will be off Game Pass anyway. We don't really buy a lot of games, because Game Pass, you get a good 100 off the rip, and most of those games are the ones that he plays anyway. But he'll be doing a lot of downloading and deleting for until I decide to buy him some storage. So
I was going to tell you guys a little bit about so I watched Harley Quinn on HBO Max, and that was a surprise hit for me because I didn't know anything about the series. I don't know if you guys ever heard about it or seen anything about it, but
I saw one clip. Like they had like Batman tied up and Joker was clowning them. I saw that one.
It had me rolling. This series is really good. So I'm gonna set the scene for you guys with the very first episode, the very first like scene, and maybe this would be kind of spoilery, but just like the intro part, and it kind of sets the stage for the rest of the series. So it starts off with it's like a captain on like a yacht with a bunch of like older white guys, all like dressed in suits and like having like champagne in their hand and everything like that. And the captain is like raising a toast to the crew, and he's like, the first line of the show is, "Gentlemen, my fellow whites," like, and he's like, "You're talking a bunch of white guys, my fellow whites," and then he says, he has like a big like pyramid of money behind him, like a stack of cash. And he says, "Let's raise a glass to this pyramid of money." And he said, "This was built on this foundation was built upon my favorite pastime." And he says, "Effing poor people." Like he says the F. He actually says the F word, "Effing poor people." And then Harley Quinn jumps out of nowhere, and drops down, and he said, "Party's over, you piece of S word." And things go crazy. And so the captain peels off his face. It's all bloody, and there's actually Joker underneath the captain's face that just gave the toast, like, and so, the Joker is like, I tricked you guys, and now I got all this money, whatever. And the older people that were there with the champagne glasses started like pulling out guns and stuff, but the Joker sprays like some sort of like gas, and they all start melting. Like most of them start melting, and the other ones are still shooting and stuff like that. But that's like how it starts out, and it gets crazier from there. It's like, it's like it's crazy, and it's like really graphic. It's just as graphic as, I'd say, Invincible. Like they show like people getting their legs chopped off and their head getting blown off and all this kind of stuff. It's like, it's not like a Saturday morning cartoon type series. It's like a real like raunchy series, and
is it actually animated?
It's animated. Yeah, it's all animated, and it's all all animated. It's we watched. There's only 2 seasons out there right now, but they have a 3rd one planned. But it's more like a comedy, I'd say, than anything. It's not really serious. I'd say it's more like a joke. It jokes throughout. It's not really like and some of the characters have crazy voices. They have Bane on there. They have all the enemies, Scarecrow and Poison Ivy's like her buddy on there, and then Clayface and all that. They have all the guys on there, but it's like, it's hilarious. And that sold me that first line when he's like, "Gentlemen, my fellow whites." He was like,
I'm definitely so. I'm gonna watch it.
I think you guys will probably get a kick out of it. My wife enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I built this pile of money on my favorite pastime, effing the poor. Like, oh my God, this is too true. This is like what's going on with the.
I'm gonna jump on that.
Yeah, I think you like that one.
So to separate it, so for those who don't want Invincible spoilers, like there will be Invincible spoilers from here on out. So, but you had 2 weeks.
That's right.
So, and I don't know how to put clever graphics in my videos, so I'm just gonna keep saying spoilers.
Right.
But right. So I know Shannon definitely wanted to get into the nitty gritty of the show, how we really felt about it. So I'll let you take over from here.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So I had never heard about the series until you brought it up, right? And never even knew it was a comic book or anything like that. But what we were going back and forth on was Nolan, who's Omni-Man, whether or not he was good or he was bad, right? And so y'all were like, no, there's a reason for him doing what he's doing. Because at the end of the first episode, like he destroys, he pretty much kills all of the what they call themselves. It wasn't Justice League, but it was
Oh, the Guardians. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Guardians. Yeah. So like he like at the very end of the first episode, he goes to their headquarters and destroys them all. Right? Like they try to bring them back and whatnot. And I'm like, when I see that, I'm like, okay, well maybe there's a twist because I was like, it can't be what it is, right? There's got to be a twist in there somewhere. They were bad or whatever. But as the series goes on, my prediction was that he was bad, and I will say that is definitely the case. That was true. Okay, because because of how it goes with his homeworld, the Viltrumites, they're pretty
Yeah.
much conquerors, is what they are. Those guys even fought amongst themselves to have the strongest survive. You know what I mean? So they're as ruthless can be. And Nolan, Omni Man, was actually sent off to Earth and actually met a woman, fell in love, did all that, and had a son. But yeah, his intentions were not noble at all, like at all. And I'll tell you this. I'll tell you when I picked up on it. We kind of talked about it offline. We never talked about it in the podcast. But when he fought the aliens, where it was the different time frame
Yeah.
and whatnot, what he said to them was, "This planet is not yours to conquer," and that's what hit it off.
Oh,
It was like, I was like, okay, this dude's a conqueror. He's like, this planet is not yours to conquer, and it's one of those things where you watch enough movies or whatever, it's like they kind of keyed in on it, right? It
Right.
wasn't like one of those things that was said in passing and then he went on and did what he wanted to do. They kind of keyed in on it, and I was like, that's important.
yeah. Yeah.
That is important.
The
You know what I
phrasing
mean?
of how he
Yeah,
said that,
yeah.
right?
That is important. And yeah, and when he came back, like I don't know if you mentioned this, LeVon, when he came back, he had like the longer hair and the
Mhm.
beard and everything. And like I didn't it makes sense that the Viltrumites can be thousands of years old, right? Because he didn't really age when he went in there, because like he went in there and whooped ass and then came back, and that's
Right.
all it was he just had to get a haircut and a shave.
Right.
You know what I mean, and he looked the exact same. He should have been way older because of how time works in their universe. So,
Dimension or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it comes down to it to where people start getting suspicious of this. You know what I mean? The Pentagon starts getting suspicious of this, and his wife starts getting suspicious, and she figures out what has happened. And it just gets into some gruesomeness in that last episode. So
Right.
so Ryan, I'll let you bring it up. But the subway scene, right? Like
Oh,
that's probably
yeah.
your favorite one, right? But
It
like,
was.
go ahead and talk about that, man.
So I've never seen anything animated like that before. It was amazing. Where he basically he won't stop fighting. So Invincible won't stop fighting his dad because he's so adamant about saving the world. It's not supposed to be like this and yada yada yada. They're not pets. And then he holds him in front of a moving subway train, and as the train collides with his body, he kills the people inside of it as they hit him because it's moving so fast. And it's just he should have PTSD.
Yeah.
Literally 100 people run into his body and explode, except for the
Right.
first dude. The first dude, I felt so bad because you see the first dude come out the glass and he looks back like what, and then he's dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just he's just proving to him like you are dumb. This is what we do, which I think is kind of irrational because you have to indoctrinate somebody. You can't just like flip a switch. Like, all right, this is what we do. This is our
Right.
legacy.
Right.
But is he bad? Because I mean, if that is the way in his people,
Right. Right. That's what that's that's the controversy,
he's
right?
he's a colonist.
Yeah. You muted by the way, Shannon. Yeah.
Yeah. So this goes to the Thanos argument, right? Is Thanos bad? Like, what is
Right.
he
Right.
trying
He
to
really
do?
wants the best for the world.
He
Right?
Yeah,
wants the
good
best.
intentions.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, I was gonna say, but I thought that was an amazing scene. Like I would
yeah.
watch that. I'm gonna watch it again just for that scene.
Right. Just to watch people get that. I think that gave me a little
Splattered.
PTSD. I was like, I watch it like, oh my god, I can't imagine that. Like, it'd be so terrifying to imagine being on that train and all of a sudden you just see somebody like freaking holding a body in front of your face, and all of a sudden you just like
Right.
bash into them. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But that was such a graphic scene. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in an animated, or maybe even like in a real life production. I say I don't know if I've seen anything that graphic, but
So the thing is, right? So like I don't know, like there's gonna be a second season, right? Like they left it to where there's room for it to go forward, right? But I don't know I don't know how they're going to handle this, right? Because his dad was just putting in work on him.
Mm-hmm.
But well, you got to mention that Mr. Immortal or whatever his name is came back, right? And then he did him in again. And like the
So I have a question about that because I didn't pick up on it the first time. Did y'all pick up on the first time that he was Abraham Lincoln?
They showed it.
I think I remember.
But I saw it and it didn't compute. I was just like, that was weird.
Yeah.
So Abraham Lincoln is a superhero.
He's a vampire hunter. He can be a vampire hunter, right?
Right.
Yeah, he was a vampire hunter. But like like when the Flash happened, I was just like, that was weird. I don't really. Why did they show Abraham Lincoln? I didn't put the two and two together that he was Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
It's like, but why?
Right. Yeah.
So that was pretty hilarious.
But like,
I was gonna say.
Go ahead, LeVon. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna give props to Shannon. He was right about the storyline about the Nolan and all his yeah. Ryan's like, hell no, I ain't talking about props. Yeah. But I was hoping for like a twist. I was hoping it to be some sort of different thing, but I was like, for the most part, I know we kind of mentioned this offline, but I was like, this is pretty much like the Dragon Ball Z storyline as far as like, send the guy to the new planet to conquer it, get it ready for or like, invasion or whatever. And then but I'll say this, like towards the end there, we saw how it ended and he flew off to like do whatever he wants to do. I think from this point, I think my prediction is that he's gonna come back, but he's going to help the Earth, because I think the Viltrumite's going to come, try to reclaim the Earth, like what they, the reason why he was sent there originally. They're going to try to take over the Earth, and then maybe he's going to kind of have a change of heart. He's going to realize, like, man, I got to look out for my son. That's my blood right there, and I remember him as a young child and all this kind of stuff. And he's going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to help Mark and the group fight, like whoever, like this, like a group of Viltrumites that are probably like a female Viltrumite, and it'd be some like an older guy, and probably like some like hodgepodge of Viltrumites.
It'll probably be just like Superman, right? Because you had
like Superman,
the other two, like it'll probably be
right,
like that.
Yeah, exactly. When the three,
and they kind of showed them, like when they showed the people who conquered or whatever. I was watching a different video, and he was like, these people are actually in the comics a lot. He was like, I'm surprised they showed them this soon. So I was like, ooh, that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
So, but I'm kind of team Shannon now. Like I think he will go back. He will recoup. He will go back and talk to his people. They're gonna shame him, and they're gonna all come back in force. Like, all right,
but
we need two of us.
But like, what is Mark, what's Invincible gonna do, right? Because like my thinking was, okay, his dad's gonna be bad. Apparently, the human side of him gives him some extra power or something like that. That was not the case. He beat the dog out of
he got
there was
mollywopped.
He beat the fireworks out of him.
Yeah, he thoroughly whooped it. Like he didn't stop until he had that memory of when he was a child, and it made him sentimental. You know what I mean? And then he was like, okay, I can't do this, because like he was not giving up. And I was just like, that was what I thought the twist was going to be, was his son was going to have some type of different
extra power.
They didn't know about. But so yeah, even if Nolan comes back, or even if a different Viltrumite comes back, like Mark just doesn't have it in him.
Right. Yeah.
So he can't beat him.
Yeah. Nobody else does.
So
either.
I think they're going to start training him, because they remember they had that room, which I really don't agree with the whole purpose of putting stuff in the water supply so people can't see inside a room that you couldn't get to anyway. You can't get there to see inside. Like, it just seems like so much work.
Yeah.
So, to contaminate the tap water supply so they can't see inside the room. But I think there's other stuff in that room. And then we know that he's no longer invincible. Like, we have a dude who can reanimate soldiers that can fight him, as well as we have Abraham Lincoln, who they keep bringing back because he is the immortal, and he could put a little bit of a licking on him. Like, so I think that it will be the combination. You have Adam Eve, obviously, like her powers are ridiculous. Like we haven't seen it yet, but just if she can change like atoms, I think she could put up a fight. You know what I mean? Like, I think she could do something. Yeah. So I think that they're gonna all have to just become better at what they do, but they're gonna come and they're gonna beat the shit out of them. It's gonna be a terrible fight.
And you brought up a good point about Adam Eve. We haven't seen her like interact with Nolan that I remember.
Right.
And you imagine like you said, like her ability just to be able to like rearrange atoms. Well, I mean, maybe she can rearrange body atoms. She can just like all of a sudden his arm is just like a stick or something, like a block of wood, or
Right.
it's like some
So it's
craziness like that.
it was more so in the comics, right? But like Magneto got powerful enough to where he could pull iron out of people's blood. You know, that's how he was
Right.
killing people at a certain point, right?
Right.
Well,
Right.
you got to think
Like
she kind of is in the same vein, right?
right.
Right.
She may be having some extra extra abilities that you know. But
Yeah.
at the same
Yeah.
time, I guess she got her butt kicked by the aliens too with that one part.
Yeah.
When they came to
But I
invade.
think it's just because they're so inexperienced. Like because Nolan's
Yeah.
been training for centuries
Yeah.
to get to where he's at. So I think it's just a matter of just they're gonna have to like start beefing them up because like the other team, the new Guardians, not gonna be able to do shit.
No.
Which
Yeah, they pretty weak.
they're
I'm
not
not
gonna be
impressed
able
by
to
that
do
group.
anything.
Did they ever say what Samson's powers are? Is it just like electricity or something? Like when he got his powers back? I never
No
I think
clue
I saw
still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no
think I
clue
saw
still.
anything.
Like you just saw he got him back, but they still haven't shown what he can do with them.
Yeah. Okay.
But he got his back from almost dying, so that's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
And then you have some like you have robot super smart, so he'll be able to do some stuff. But I think a lot of help is going to have to come from the criminal side, like the one dude and his clone. Like they're going to need help from him probably, because they're the ones who brought back Immortal, right? And that was able to at least slow Omni-Man down for a little bit.
Right.
But what I didn't notice, what was brought up in the show I was watching, was that Duplicate has a brother. Because when they're walking through at the very beginning, the first episode, it was a room full of a teenage boy. It was just a whole bunch of him. They're saying that he is Duplicate's brother, same power, but he wasn't doing right with his. So they have that as well. And like Duplicate is pretty much immortal because she could just keep replicating herself. So I guess that's kind of handy.
So here's the thing, though. But I noticed that the Prime was never killed. The one with the number 1 was never killed, right? Whenever,
but how though? Like, because it always would happen so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how does that?
But maybe
does it have to be the number 1?
That one never died though. So like whenever she would
Yeah.
duplicate, it was always the 2s and 3s or whatever the other ones were. But number 1, which I'm guessing is always the Prime, was never killed. Never happened. So I guess if you kill the Prime, like it's like killing the source, right? Like maybe just won't happen anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't know how the Prime was always getting away with it, because the duplications was getting the business every fight.
Oh, yeah.
Right. They get they get crushed.
So, and Rex Splode is pretty much what's his face?
Gambit,
yeah. So he pretty much Gambit. So he really had no fighting ability. He just makes stuff blow up.
Right.
So they're done for if they
if
they come back.
Serious. Yeah.
And that's why he had to take the Guardians out, because the Guardians did pose a threat.
Right. They were actually
very
strong.
slight threat, but you know, they were able to put him on his butt.
Right.
En masse. Like when he had them all together, they were able to put him on his butt. So he had to thin the herd out.
So I'm curious now, can he only die if another Viltrumite kills him? Because Viltrumites can be killed because they killed off themselves, right?
Yeah.
Survival of the fittest. So is it only another Viltrumite that can kill a Viltrumite, whatever they are?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's just that he's so powerful. He is Superman. So it takes somebody with equal strength to take him down. Because remember, they hit him with the satellite was supposed to do some damage. And it was just gave him a nosebleed.
Right.
And like before it came down, he looked over and was like, "You wouldn't." Like he knew what it was. It was like, "You wouldn't," and he was like, "I was like, oh man, yeah." He
went up there and whooped it.
Yeah.
So because remember, they're blasting the cells and whatnot. So like the cells are just so tough. It's just hard to, I guess.
Yeah.
It hurt him enough to die basically.
Right. Because obviously he got like really beat up when he fought the original Guardians. They put him in the hospital and he had like recover and all this kind of stuff. So he was definitely like had showed some sort of level of frailty, I guess, that he's able to be. He's susceptible to damage, and he can be like potentially like killed off if he get enough. They're able to beat him up enough and make him bleed out or whatever. Yeah, put a hole in him somewhere.
And that kaiju was beating him up too, because him and Mark had to team up on it.
Yeah.
Right. That's right.
He's not. Yeah. So he's not indestructible, but he could do some damage.
Right. It takes a lot to knock him out.
Right. So yeah, I think it'll be like a Avengers type scenario when they come back, but they still gonna get whooped. But I don't see any possibility if you bring more than one Viltrumite to the planet where they don't just whoop everybody real good.
Yeah.
So
well, we don't know how
because
many.
For all we know, he might get the business when he goes back to the planet.
Right. Yeah. They may bring him back in chains, like you messed up and like, look at this is how you take over a planet type thing, and then I don't know. Right. That's just an idea.
Like
maybe they bring him back like you effed up. Like now you're gonna watch this. Like I don't know, just an excuse to have him come back, but they don't like what the job that he did there. Maybe to make him kind of a outsider within his own group. They're gonna hem him up like.
So do you think maybe he'll get help from the Watcher? Because remember the Watcher dude, the one-eyed dude, came back and was like, "Hey, I'm here to warn you."
Oh, right.
Talking to Mark at the end, so maybe they're like the elders from Green Lantern or something like that. You know,
right?
What I mean?
Right. They have
they have some people that can come back and help. Because remember, he was testing the abilities of people to defend the planets that they were on. But he didn't know he did not realize a Viltrumite was there because he messed up. Which the voice of that guy was Seth Rogen. I don't know if you guys.
Seth Rogen.
But I picked up on it the second time. I was like,
wait.
I was like, that's Seth Rogen.
I think it took me a couple times too to hear his voice. Yeah.
But so maybe they have a force of people as well, right? Because he came back to warn them, like, hey, there's a Viltrumite here, and then Mark had to sit him down and be like, hey, here's the story. You know what I mean? So.
Right. Yeah, he kind of said. I think he actually said that though. He did say that. Hey, we have like a coalition or something like that.
Yeah,
being built. He said something to that effect, or something that led me to believe that.
They have to come back though, because like if more than one Viltrumite comes back, like we ain't got no defenses.
That's right.
Right. Yeah. So I think that they'll have something, but ultimately, I think it's going to be a bloodbath.
Because stuff's going to blow up.
Those people are ridiculous. Like he was just literally he punched them into a mountain.
Yeah,
but he took that butt whooping and did not die.
Yeah.
Right, he survived.
So obviously, it takes a lot to kill one of them.
Well, when he took out the Immortal again, like that, it made me laugh because they started the last episode like they just show you the grass, and then all of a sudden it's just raining, but it's red, and it was his blood. And I was just like, I laughed even though I should not have. And then it shows the body falling. And I'm like,
right.
Like, that's crazy.
That's bananas.
It's straight. It's hilarious because they just keep bringing him back. I know he's going to be like, just stop bringing me back.
Let me die.
Well, remember when he came back, like the first thing he did was just like, he was looking for Omni-Man. Like he came back, the collar was messed up.
Yeah. That hyped me up though. I was like, oh shit, what's that Immortal about the like? I like how he came back. He was full of rage. That's the first thing he thought of. Like, mother trucker. That I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that. Get Omni-Man. Yeah. Omni-Man. Omni-Man. He just ripped off the collar. Like,
he did put a couple licks on him too.
He did get him a couple times
for
a little bit. Yeah. I was hyped up. I thought he was gonna do something more, but I mean, it was still good. It was still good that he like you said, he damaged him a little bit. But I just like how hyped he was. Like that was the first thing on his mind as soon as he got revived. Like damn.
Yeah, he was ready. He was ready to put a hurting on him.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be good. I think it'll be like every other series though. Like it'll get to that point. Like near the end is when you'll see the grand battle or whatever, because he still has some low level dudes that he has to take care of. Like, what is it? Titan is the dude's name, Luke Cage character.
Oh right, Luke Cage. Yeah,
and he's fighting the dude who turns to a dragon, which was the same dragon that was in the scene where they were in like Venice or whatever. Mm-hmm. Which that's what should tip me off that he doesn't care about human beings, because like that thing was wreaking havoc in the background. He was just like, not my problem.
He's like, let's see some like his money, right? Is what he said.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Like, no, but people were dying back there. Like, he's just like, man.
Like whatever.
Like, it's just a dragon. No worries.
Don't worry about that.
I'm curious.
So I think that's pretty cool.
I'm curious if that lion guy is going to come back. The one that put the hurting on.
Yeah, he was pretty badass too.
He was. He might be looking for a fight, like maybe because he wants a challenge, right? He'd be like, all right, well, let's bring him back. to
Yeah.
fight the Viltrumites. What's his name? Like War Tiger or something, like something War something badass. Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember if I caught it. Yeah, I don't remember if I caught
you
it.
just want to fight.
Right. They showed him
That's
on
all
the
you want.
outro. Yeah, they showed him on like the to be continued type, outro they did. But yeah, I thought that they might bring him back for something like, I don't know. I thought like when what's his name, the guy from the CIA or whatever it was,
Cecil.
Cecil, yeah, when Cecil was trying to find things like fight, I thought maybe like, I don't know, he'll teleport this lying guy back, because he seemed like he was pretty much one of the strongest villains they've ever fought.
Yeah.
And he he destroyed the new Guardians, and he's like, I'm done with this, y'all trash, I'm just leaving. He just left.
Pretty much.
What did make him leave? I'm trying to remember what made him leave now though. Was it Cecil showing up? Because he had already put the hurt on Mark. He had already put the hurt on Mark, and then
yeah, I think Cecil, like some guards popped up. He's just like, it's not worth it. And he just threw it out.
Everything here.
But obviously he could be contacted. Like the machine head like hired him, so there's some way of contacting him.
Yeah.
So maybe they could just pay him like, hey, you want to challenge? Like what do you pay aliens? I never understand it when they're in cartoons. Like, what are you paying them?
Yeah,
like, they don't want your dollars. Like, I don't.
yeah. Do they want gold? Do they even value that? It's like, what?
Yeah. That dude just wanted to fight. That's all he wanted.
It might have been it. He's like, I get you a good fight.
Yeah. I pay you in fights.
Yeah.
Pay you in bloodshed.
Well, all in all, I thought it was a really good show. I know it's going to take like a year and a half to get the next one. Amazon's going to do me dirty, make me watch it week to week.
Right. I know.
I don't like that, but it's cool. But yeah, I think it's something to definitely look forward to. I thought the cast was real good. Like, I don't know the dude's name who plays Rexplode, but he's in a lot of different
he's in
cartoons.
He's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's Pimento. I'm on that part in Brooklyn Nine-Nine now. Like,
okay.
Remember Detective Pimento that was undercover for like 12 years?
So I haven't watched the show. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah.
I have, but I can't remember. Yeah.
You guys
His voice is hilarious.
You guys ever watched The League? The League?
No.
The fantasy.
No, you try to put me on to that too. I never watched it.
Oh man. Yeah, he's a funny guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I've heard him on like Big Mouth. I think he plays the one girl, like, because she's real like kind of manly. I think he plays her. It's hilarious. But then the drunk kid on campus, the one that got turned into a half robot, like sent like whatever. He is the dude who plays in Solar Opposites and Rick and Morty. Like he plays Rick, like whatever that guy's name is.
Okay.
Something Harmon, I believe, or no, it's the other guy. I forget which one is which, but like that's the voice of Rick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who was the voice of the lead alien? I forget his name too.
Corvo.
Yeah, Corvo. So yeah, that's the guy who plays them. And then I want to say Mark Hamill played the mad scientist, the dude who's turned them into reanimated corpses.
That's believable. That's believable.
That's him. So they had a lot of voices.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize how star-studded the cast was.
Well, you had like Sandra Oh was his mom, like she's a big time. Yep. TK Simmons was Nolan, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
TK Simmons. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Names.
Yeah, I see who you're talking about. Rexplode. I see the guy. I recognize. He's a funny guy. The guy was undercover in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny in everything I hear him in. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I recognize.
And one you saw like the One Punch Man cameo back when they're doing the tryouts.
Oh right.
One Punch Man's in the background.
Are you serious?
Yeah, if you watch the tryouts, like, you'll see him in the background.
He didn't get picked up on
the team.
What?
One Punch Man would destroy all of them. He'd take care of Nolan too.
I thought that was pretty funny because I saw it and I was like, "Oh, it's pretty funny cameo." Like, I don't.
Yeah.
So someone's gonna get sued or not? I don't know, but it's definitely like to the outfit and everything was One Punch Man. So that's pretty. Like, you might as well just put a Saiyan in the background. Just have like Vegeta back there.
Maybe that's what Monster Girl will turn into, right? Like maybe she goes Super Saiyan at one point.
Maybe. But I mean, pretty much Omni Man is a combination of Vegeta and Goku. Like he's the absentee dad who just wants you to be like the greatest fighter of all time.
Right.
Like so people are superimposing like Vegeta in the pose where Omni Man is like, thank Mark. Like, when
Right.
he's standing over him. Like now
Yeah.
they're putting like different characters there.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, so that's pretty funny.
That is funny.
So
And on a
But I
side
think
note,
okay, go ahead.
yeah, I know we'll wrap it up here. I just want to give you a quick shout out real quick to I know you guys are big into like superhero shows, and you may or may not be interested in it. You may have seen it, but the My Hero Academia, it's a Japanese anime. It's all about superheroes and stuff. It's pretty legit. I think you guys might like, maybe something to watch, and the tide you over until the next Invincible season comes out if you're looking for some kind of.
Yeah.
Your son watches it?
My oldest son watches. He loves it. Like for Christmas a few years, we got him the T-shirts.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty legit. I mean, they're not like really graphic or anything like that. It's not going to be like some Invincible type, train scenes or anything like that. It's pretty like tame in that respect. But it's
Right.
people get like killed and stuff like that. But it's pretty legit. Everybody has the unique powers and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like the main kid. He starts out with no powers, but somehow he gains powers and he's able to use them to fight people. And he's fighting like in his class of other superheroes. He has to like kind of show his abilities and show that he's like he deserves to have the powers that he has, that he's got kind of received.
Gotcha.
So it's pretty legit. He's got some badass like villains in there that are pretty legit too.
I'll check it out because my oldest, so RJ, he watches it and keeps trying to pull me onto it, so I'll probably pick it up.
Yeah,
because I kind of need that fixed. Like, I just finished that Yasuke.
I gotta watch it.
Like, so animation wise, pretty. Like, I definitely enjoyed it. Very, I think it's by the same director or producer as Samurai Champloo. Soundtrack amazing. I actually downloaded the soundtrack. I enjoyed it so much. It had like a retro hip hop / Japanese vibe to it.
Right.
So like,
yeah. I know, like Samurai Champloo. That was
yep, exactly. So I really enjoyed that. What I didn't like I liked it being a black lead, and I liked that they took the historical figure who was Yasuke. What I didn't like was, or I guess not that I didn't like it, I didn't expect for them to go so. They went artistic license with it. Like, you got robots in there and magic, and I thought it would be more historical. So I still really liked it, but I was expecting
true to the time
something a little bit more grounded is what I thought I was going to get, but it's still good.
Yeah,
and they left room for another. Yeah, they made room for another season. So I definitely will tune in if they do it again with those. But I'll have those expectations in my mind.
So maybe it wasn't you, Ryan. It might not have been you then. You didn't watch the Batman. What was the Batman movie where he's the ninja?
Oh, Batman Ninja.
Yeah.
Is it called Batman Ninja? I didn't think it was the name of it.
That's what I thought it was called.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was just that simple, just Batman Ninja.
Maybe it was.
It is. Yeah.
But
I started it last night.
That one had like robots and stuff in it, didn't it? Like in the past.
I haven't seen it yet. Like I heard about it and it was on my list, but I didn't have the DC app or whatever until now. It's built into HBO Max, so I do plan on watching it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I do plan on watching it.
I watched the beginning of it again. As me and the wife were watching it again. I had seen it a while back, but not the whole thing. Even though I liked it, I liked how I liked the style of it and everything. But so it starts off with like Batman gets sent back in time, and it's like Grodd, the gorilla guy, whatever. He has he built some time machines, sent people back in time. Like a lot of the villains and Batman and some of his friends, and they actually had like the Batmobile was sent back too, and then some of the other equipment.
Okay.
So they had some technology, but they didn't necessarily like. As far as I've seen, like the first half an hour or whatever, it's not so futuristic that everything's like everybody's driving around in cars.
Well, I thought it was a robot. I thought I saw like.
Well, Joker built like a big robot thing. You're right. Yeah. Okay. But there's some technology in it, but it's not like I guess it's not like the olden time people built the technology by themselves or something.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
It's something.
I don't mind that stuff. I mean, because that's what anime is. Everything, right? You got robots and shapeshifter demons and witches, and like I in my mind I had framed it to be more historical and grounded. Like I didn't think it was gonna be like Afro Samurai, which I also enjoyed, which also had like robots and stuff in it.
Yeah.
It was more Afro Samurai than it was like, I can't even think of a grounded anime, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like
but they
yeah,
exist.
traditional, like
There are some out there.
Yeah.
So I thought it was gonna be like that, but it was still good. And like I said, it had a banging soundtrack. Graphically, Netflix does a really good job of production, and it wasn't a bunch of 3D. Like there was some 3D elements because I hate 3D animes. It's just I watch anime for the actual animation.
Yeah,
But it had
2D
it
element.
had a little bit of that in there, and they did a good job. It wasn't overdone.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to check it out. I'm gonna check out that series too. And I like
Yeah,
I like
I
soundtrack
definitely say
like that.
Yeah, I say definitely
I
add it
like
to
when
your
they
list.
kind of yeah.
So like
Yeah, for sure.
you mentioned soundtrack, but like the last song at the end of the last episode of Invincible was The Hives, and it was one like I have a couple songs from The Hives.
Oh yeah.
And I haven't heard that one, so I went and downloaded that one. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they had a pretty good soundtrack in Invincible
Soundtrack,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, they had RTJ. They had Run the Jewels on there, so you had
Yeah,
LP
yeah.
and Killer Mike.
Yep.
A couple times, a couple tracks were featured on there. I was like, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and they mixed it up. They had like a diverse, like they had some like I think they had some like rock and roll and stuff in there, and some other like different type of music. Yeah, I appreciate that kind of stuff too. Just like in Warriors, I don't know if you guys have still been watching or not, but Warriors, they had like they have a pretty dope soundtrack. They have a lot of hip hop influence and the Chinese mix of hip hop.
Yeah. They had one song I heard. I was like, oh, like the dude was rapping in English, and then he switched and started speaking Chinese, and then he was back to English. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit. This is fire.
Nice. Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, I like that too, for sure.
That's what's up. But yeah, so what did we say? We're all going to watch the
Bad Trip.
Bad Trip. So we'll all watch Bad Trip.
And maybe if you want to watch Harley Quinn a little bit, that's a pretty good one.
And,
I'm
gonna give
I'm gonna add it.
Give it a shot. Yeah, just give it a shot. It's pretty funny. It's good. I think the second season wasn't as good to me as the first one, but I think it's still funny. It's still like funny throughout.
Okay.
And entertaining, I'd say.
Yeah, and we'll all see how far we can make it through Jupiter's legacy.
Yeah. I might try to. I might watch a couple more episodes to see if it turns the corner on me or something. But
right. Yeah. But no, that's what's up. But yeah, so that pretty much wraps up for this episode. So again, Friday episodes, we don't really talk too much cyber. We just talk about, things we watch, things we like, video games, things of that nature. Tune in throughout the rest of the week to come, because this is a Friday episode, but you watch in any order you want to, as long as you're watching and listening, for our topics, our discussions, as well as the Ask SSP or an interview, if we're lucky enough to book one. So hit up the website, www.theothersideofthefirewall.com. That'll lead you to the Facebook account, the Twitter, as well as the IG. I don't do a good job of updating the Twitter, but I do update the IG every episode. Then you can hit me up personally. You can hit me up at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy on LinkedIn, Clubhouse, Twitter, TikTok, and IG. And LeVon?
And you can hit me up on Twitter at LeVon Maynard.
There it is. So stay tuned, stay safe, stay secure, all that good stuff. Come back and listen to us and watch us. Peace.
Take care.